Hi all, welcome back to the Congressional App Challenge Debugged Podcast. I'm your host Medha, and today we have a very special episode for you because it's actually going to be a panel hosted by Suhaani, who is a member of the Debugged team, and the panel will be about finance and technology and what that intersection looks like, led by Congressional App Challenge alumni. Suhaani, I'll pass it over to you.
Thank you, Medha. So today we're going to be talking about the intersection between business and technology with our two alumni guests, Sudharshan and Austin. Sudharshan, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself real quick?
Sure, yeah. So my name is Sudarshan Srinivasan. I currently work at Deloitte in the Identity and Access Management team. And previously, I've graduated from the Georgia Institute of Technology with a major in computer science. I've had experience in both Deloitte as well as Bloomberg. I've interned there as well. And my experience with the Congressional App Challenge, I participated and I won in 2019. So I'm an alumni now, and I'm happy to be back in the community and getting involved through this podcast. So thank you for the opportunity.
Hey, my name's Austin Albert. I'm going to Tennessee Tech for computer science this fall. With the big thing about me participating in the Congressional App Challenge, I participated in one for my district, Tennessee 07 in 2023. So I'm relatively new to the alumni network.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and just jump into the questions, mainly focusing on how do you see the future of like technology or like computer science in general working together with the field of business or like finance, or even just how it impacts it, or vice versa. And Austin, do you want to go ahead and take that one first?
Yeah, so the big thing that I see the impact that computer science is making on the finance industry and stuff like that is mainly in the terms of automation. So taking some tasks that could per se are monotonous and people could, spend their time better doing other things. It's allowing them to automate those tasks so people can focus on more human-centered tasks. And also I see AI becoming a big thing in finance and business, and it leads to a lot of really interesting ethical dilemmas, but with it being closely monitored and regulated, I think it can do great things.
Could you go ahead and quickly like elaborate on that, on what you were talking about?
I mean, some stuff I saw just recently came out of a computer ethics class, so I've been living in this world for quite a while, is like mainly taking some jobs that would require what you would consider the human touch and replacing them with AI. There's some concerns there with, is the AI being discriminatory towards, certain things, and can this do exactly what a human can do? So that's a big concern, but like I said, with regulation and careful monitoring, I think it could work.
Awesome. And Sudharshan, go ahead.
I pretty much agree with what Austin said. AI is going to be a big thing in the finance space. You're probably going to see like AI being able to crunch tons of data and make predictions and give like new insights that would normally take a lot longer for regular people to go through and figure out. And of course, it does also bring up ethical dilemmas, with biases. The common thing that if you go to any computer science ethics class, they'll bring up the example of data sets that have some bias in loan applications or credit applications or home ownership. So that is definitely something that we have to watch out for. But AI can also bring a lot of opportunity in making sense of data. We could also, just see technology create more democratization of the things that people are able to do in the financial world. Before, for example, before credit cards, getting credit was a lot harder for the average person. And before, technology that we have nowadays, services that we have nowadays, doing like stock trades for the average person was a bit more difficult. Nowadays, those things are pretty easy. And, with how technology and computer science is advancing, there could be other things that open up as well for the average person, such as applying for loans and everything. And of course, we have to make sure that we are also not letting people ruin their lives or anything, or go down the wrong path with those tools. We have to make sure that everyone is being responsible and not let people fall behind because of those tools. But it can also open up a lot of opportunity.
So you mentioned some very exciting opportunities for when you're putting those together. When you're putting together like the intersection of business and technology, you can have those helping people like in their day-to-day lives and more than just stuff like that. So is there anything else that you would think is like the most exciting way that you're seeing coming together in the coming years that you have an opinion on? Sudarshan, you can go ahead and elaborate.
Yeah, sure. I mean, again, just seeing what we're seeing with AI, just making things a lot easier and a lot more efficient, and also just allowing more people to get a beginner's hands-on with financial tools and information and managing their finances and being able to invest it in certain ways. And also in the security space, I've been I am a part of identity and access management right now. And so, that being a part of that experience, that kind of teaches you, how important it is to keep people's identity secure, people's information secure. And that applies to the financial world as well. You want to keep people's transactions and people's data secure. And so with technology, there's going to be more threats to those aspects, sure, but there's also going to be a lot of innovation in making sure that fraud is being kept to a minimum and that we are, making people's finances and transactions more secure. So those are pretty exciting spaces that technology is going to be improving finance, I think, in the years to come.
And Austin, what do you think are some of the most exciting opportunities?
So I'm really excited. I think everyone feels is the uses of AI in finance and business and stuff like that. But I'm also excited with the merging of computer science and business and finance, all of the possibilities for software developed to help people that better comprehend their finances, help them maybe start small businesses. So there's a lot of opportunities to use the software development skills in business and finance to help out people who may not have a huge resource network whenever it comes to finance and business.
Yeah, so you mentioned that using technology to make a small business makes it more accessible. Could you elaborate on exactly how you think that's possible or like with what tools?
Yes, I could see it possible in a lot of ways. I mean, one way would be obviously websites, resource hubs for small business makers and stuff like that, but also software solutions that can help, or that would like software that would help small businesses being offered at a lower cost or open sourced as opposed to closed sourced, more expensive softwares. And so really just making resource hubs and then making, open sourced versions of software that can help small businesses.
Awesome. So what role do you think that like collaboration between the two fields is sort of driving innovation in the business field itself, if anything? Austin, what do you think?
So I see the two disciplines collaborating as like a mutual benefit kind of scenario. So where the business is getting improved by computer science is also getting improved by business. So CS is really helping businesses, make data-driven decisions using AI, data science, stuff like that to, make their decisions better. It's helping them, have better customer management, have better web pages and stuff like that. And then business and finance is helping computer science in a sense where, the computer science people are learning finance. They're learning the stuff, starting small businesses, how to manage their accounts. So it's kind of like a mutual benefit situation there.
Awesome. And Sudarshan, what are you thinking on like how do they really play a role together, do you think?
Yeah, I think Austin hit the nail on the head. Both of the fields help each other in their own way. Business, the finance industry is it's pretty established. It's been around for hundreds, I guess thousands of years, and the practices that they do have been customary for a long time, and people can get stuck in their ways. And so I think the rapidly evolving technology and CES space can push the business side to really think differently about new solutions and try to adopt new solutions faster because maybe their competitors are adopting it faster, and also just showing the business field new perspectives on certain problems and ways of doing things that maybe they thought was normal but could actually be done more efficiently that they hadn't considered. And the tech space is also improving because of the business space. Without the business space, there wouldn't really be as many problems to solve for the tech space. And because of the needs of the financial industry, tech and CES are trying to come up with new solutions, new technologies, and ways to apply certain technologies, and that drives more innovation. So I think both of those help each other out a lot.
Awesome. And so since the majority of our alumni base is in high school, college, or freshly out of college, are there any specific courses or extracurricular or even just experience that really contributed to your understanding of the intersection between these two fields, Sudarshan?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, my best experience with the understanding of these two fields. So CS has been something that I've been interested in almost all my life. I mean, getting to use code to build something that can have an immediate impact. It's so much more easy than something like engineering or anything. Just to build something and then immediately it's applicable in a real world context, and you can use it to improve someone's life. So I've always been interested in that. And there's plenty of courses that I took in the CS space, particularly I've taken software development classes and mobile app development, and that's helped me figure out real world applications and how to build real world applications and use cases. And in my college career, I've also taken a lot of AI classes to understand their impact, their applications. And I've taken classes where I had to design a product for a client, and that taught me how to work with another team, work with their expectations and what they want to provide to their users, and build an application around that. In the financial space, a lot of my experience in the financial space came from actually working in companies such as Bloomberg. Bloomberg is a very financial heavy company, and working with that financial data. And even if I didn't directly work with them on a couple projects, work with the financial side of it, getting to at least understand how the financial world works through what Bloomberg does, that was pretty helpful as well. And also I think CS, one important thing in CS that you always got to pay attention to is ethics. So I think the ethics class that I took in college was pretty helpful as well, because they give you applications of how CS can be used for good and for bad in the financial space, and how you really have to be responsible with it and understand how it can impact people's lives. So yeah, I mean that's the experience that I've had with both spaces.
I really think the best way to get kind of knowledgeable in both these areas is to just get hands-on. I mean, that's how I've learned, both finance and programming. It's just getting hands-on. A tutorial can only teach you so much. So, just finding a problem that you think that you want to solve and then just doing it, doing the research, learning while doing. It seems to really helped me, and I've seen it help quite a few other people. And I echo what Sudharshan said with the computer ethics class, as I just took it, a few semesters ago through a dual class at my high school. And it really did kind of open my eyes to the world and what, I'm making this piece of software. What's it going to do whenever I release it into the real world? It brought in a whole lot more perspectives that helped me kind of choose my problems and develop a code of ethics, obviously, and then just, choose which projects I want to develop based on that.
Thank you so much for coming on. Any advice you have as your closing thoughts, Austin and Sudharshan? And Austin, go ahead.
My biggest advice is just to be curious and be open to learn. I mean, we live in the, age of information where you can literally access anything you want to at your fingertips with the internet. So, I mean, just having that curiosity and that desire to learn will really take you a far ways with this. And then, like I've mentioned previously, just getting in hands-on. Like, you can only learn so much from just watching YouTube videos to actually solving problems that you want to solve and developing real-world solutions. That's really the best way to learn.
Great advice. And Sudarshan?
Yeah, I agree with Austin and a couple other things that I wanted to mention. In my experience, I learned don't be afraid to try new paths. I actually didn't go to Georgia Tech originally. I went to a completely different college, completely different major, and I transferred and totally switched everything up. So your path is not set in stone if you're in college. It's very fluid, and even if you're out of college, you can still change what you're doing. And if you're in college, make sure to go to your classes because especially in COVID, it's really easy to slip up. So make sure to go. It's really a lot more helpful than it seems. So yeah, good luck.
Awesome. Well, thank you both for the insight, the advice. Thank you, Suhaani, for leading the conversation. And with that, to our listeners, thank you so much for taking the time to listen, and we'll be back next week for a new episode.